Pisces, welcome to your end of February 2017 general reading. I don't know what has gotten into me because I've done 2 of these before yours. And the first one, I just decided to do a new spread and I didn't like it. I'm going to just do what I normally do. But then in the second one, it was just kind of a weird reading. And I realized that I am not talking about this solar eclipse. And I think that I'm getting weird results because we're in eclipse season. And we just had one last night, an eclipse. I happened to be out and I was doing something spiritual during that time. And it was very interesting, but it was like being in a wormhole where it was like an alternate reality. In terms of the people, the people, I'm not talking about it where I was, but just, on the street and stuff, just strange happenings. Very interesting characters out here. And I think that what I'm getting from these readings so far is that there's like a state of flux, which is what is supposed to happen during eclipses, is that it kind of shakes things up. And so I probably, because I wasn't acknowledging the eclipse, the Pisces eclipse that's in your sign, I probably did not pick up on that initially. And so I wasn't able to tell those people's videos about that. But I'm going to tell you that this eclipse is happening, the solar eclipse, which is a powerful new moon. This is your solar return period. Happy birthday. And also, with this eclipse, you're having the solar return. I don't know exactly what date the sun goes into Pisces. I think it might be the 20th, but don't quote me on that. Well, it's always around that time, 18th to 20th. And so maybe it's the 19th. And that eclipse is happening a week later on the 26th. So, this is in your sign. This can, because it's your solar return, you're going to probably just feel like you were injected with, I don't know, like the most powerful imaginable substance to make you feel like you're just totally have it going on, because you may have felt kind of a little bit sleepy, a little bit groggy, and now you're back better than ever, right? New moon wishes. So your solar return, new moon wishes. What do you want to envision for yourself? And yeah, very cool. Wow. I've been getting, the other thing too is I've been getting these really positive, like over the top kind of cards. Speaking of over the top in love. Oh, wow. That's a fine how do you do. I'm not going to end on that. There we go. That's better. So lots of major arcana. Wow. I'm exaggerating, but nice. Nice. The theme is the Ace of Pentacles. For some of you, you may get a job offer, and this may be like, a great birthday present for you. Remember, this is like a 2-week period, so it doesn't mean that all these things are going to happen, but some of these cards may resonate, some of them may not. Obviously, if you're happy at your job, you're not going to rejoice about getting a job offer. But some of you may be starting businesses, and you may feel this sense of just a sense of confidence for some reason. Some of you may be recently married, and that is what is causing you to feel that you have the ability now, maybe even financially it's helped out. Because a Hierophant can refer to marriage. It also can have to do with education. Maybe you graduated from university and now you feel, well, not that you feel, you're considered, air quotes, qualified to do something. And so you got this job. And then right next to it we have the Three of Wands in that top row. And so you may be like, this could be about traveling with your company or for a company. This is a big travel card. This is also a big card related to, just expanding your environment for some reason. And just having this sense of possibilities. It may be something new for you, Pisces. At the time of the solar eclipse, for sure, because you did have, I'm trying to think, like last fall, you had a lunar eclipse. So you're having these storylines that continue with these eclipses that relate to your sign specifically, and that may have kind of blessed your sign in some way. Of course, you have Neptune in your own sign. You have Chiron in your sign, and there's these are things that can heal. Yes, it can bring up a lot of gunk, but it can also heal. But that's very good for your career, that Three of Wands, as well as that Ace of Pentacles. So, bravo. I think this is a month of new beginnings for you. The higher message is the Star card. You kept the faith. And that's why you're being rewarded now. You didn't give up. Maybe you felt sorely tempted. Maybe there was something that made you feel like you could throw in the towel at any minute and you didn't do it. And your guides may be saying to you, bravo. You didn't succumb to that sense of learned helplessness, that you may typically feel at times, and you have a sense of strength and a sense of purpose that is really helping you at this time. The card that crosses you is the Three of Swords. So there may be some kind of a heartbreak that's lurking in your consciousness in the background. That's it may be if you're having like career success, that may be the one thing that is trying to rain on your parade. There can be I was going to say a threesome again. I didn't mean it like that. A lover's triangle. You may be with two other people and it's causing pain and you don't know how to get out of it. Yeah, I mean it's something that I really can sympathize with you, because you may feel like, and by the way, this would be kind of a relationship. It doesn't have to be that there are three parties. I wanted to give that option, but it could be a relationship that's really an unhealthy one, and you need to just cut it, but you can't. It's just dragging on, and it's sucking at your life force for whatever reason, and you're like, why can't this, please, put me out of my misery with this situation? But you have to be the one to You know, the Three of Swords can be like cutting a thing very, very abruptly and not letting it drag on. That's what I'm trying to convey here, because it may be a loose end that's keeping you. You have a lot of new beginnings, and it's keeping you from totally stepping into that new reality. What is coming in is a new love. Also, Ace of Cups. So this is a definite thing of like somebody, it could be a fellow water sign. So that would be a Cancer. That could be also a Scorpio or a fellow Pisces. It could be that, speaking of a job, I told you have a job offer. The Ace of Pentacles could also mean that you were given some kind of money that you did not expect. That's another thing. And so in that case, this card may represent a job offer, but you're doing something that you've wanted to do emotionally, that you feel that you can really put your heart and soul into. As a water sign, that is very important for you. If you end up doing something just for money that is not of service to other people, or that doesn't necessarily sustain you, kind of like allow you to express, to put your very compassionate nature into. Also, then you're not in, it's not something that resonates with you. Even if you do it, it kind of will, it could adversely affect you. But also the kind of job that makes you feel like guilty that you're not treating people as they deserve to be treated. So it could be any type of position where there is almost like this cold treatment of others. Or maybe, in a position where you can't have, co-workers that are loving. Maybe there's a lot of this backstabbing and all that stuff. Then that would be very hard for you to deal with. The outcome, one of the cards that I picked was the Five of Cups. So this is about mourning a loss. Again, there may have been something where you were feeling stuck in a relationship. Either you knew that you needed to cut that person loose, or they have decided that they're going to cut you loose. You're going to have to mourn this, but you may be kind of overblowing things. Like, there are two cups standing, Don't over-dramatize any kind of a loss. If you do have some kind of a breakup, that person is probably a toxic individual to you. And so don't call your friends and give a blow-by-blow and tell them how much you're suffering. Instead, say how grateful you are that you can move on with your life. Affirm the positive. And I think you'll just fare much better overall. The other card that I picked, because I tend not to like to end on that, that's not really a definitive card to end on, so I picked the Temperance card. It's a card of balance. Also, in terms of advice for relationships, it's about making sure that you do not get involved with people who have addictive tendencies, which is a kind of Pisces is ruled by Neptune, and Neptune deals with addictions. And so Pisces people sometimes get involved with addicts, alcoholics, addicts, and that's because you're natural healers, and you just tend to gravitate towards people who need help. But that's fine, become a social worker, but don't become a social worker as a partner, because that's not going to end well. It's going to be a very lopsided relationship. In business situations, the Five of Cups could represent that. You're disappointed about something. You were offered something very nice, but there's a disappointment factor. Maybe you got your hopes up, and the Temperance card is saying you were being overly optimistic, and I hate to even use that term because I think we should be very optimistic, but maybe you didn't see the situation entirely as it was, and you went off on a wild goose chase in your mind, or on a tangent of these wild expectations, and you were disappointed by the reality of it. And the Temperance card is saying, just realize that you have to have reasonable expectations. Also, the Temperance card relates to Sagittarius. So anything involving Sagittarius, 9th house, could be good career things for you. Like going to another country. That Three of Wands can indicate that. Maybe it's saying, that's where you need to focus. Maybe you had a job offer to stay here, but actually you should have, taken advantage of that Three of Wands. And maybe you still have an opportunity to do so. It looks like you are beginning new things. You have your solar return. I hope you enjoyed this, Pisces. If you'd like a private reading, please click on the link below. Otherwise, have a great rest of February. Bye.